shout out to my boy, Weathered Eye on Minds.com. He did basically a tutorial for how to unfuck my audio
Oh, cool.
in a Minds post, and I linked that to you earlier, and I think you should really have a look at it. It basically runs through everything. So long as you have a basic understanding of audio editing in general, you'll be able to follow it and get really, really crisp, clear audio.
Awesome.
So
Because
certainly have a look at that.
Time being, I'm just using all the Adobe stuff, and it's so intricate, it kills me.
Oh, well, I just use Audacity.
Oh, maybe I'll give that a try, because I need something that'll just simply clean it up and maybe make it sound a little fancy, depending on if I want to go guerrilla radio or just go clean.
Well, if you wanted to go guerrilla radio, personally, I'd definitely say drop the pitch shifter, but all you have to do is add a radio effect, which you can do with some equalizer settings in Audacity.
Interesting.
Yeah. And even if those aren't satisfactory to you, you can look online for tutorials.
I'll definitely have to give that a go then. That sounds something that'd be a hell of a lot easier than what I'm, because if I gotta spend 3 hours on my audio going, what the hell is wrong with this thing? I really screwed something up.
A little bit. It usually only takes me, as long as the video is, plus like 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes to get out all the clicks and the button presses, because I have a nice-ass mechanical keyboard that gives me a boner whenever I touch it. But it's also very loud, being, I think, Cherry MX Blue equivalent keys. So I have to clean that up whenever I do re-recordings of lines, because I fucked it up. But aside from that, it's usually a pretty quick fix. And then I put my video overlay on top of that, and then do my intro, outro, background music, that deal, and there you go.
That sounds like it works.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Nice.
So yeah, I would definitely recommend you give Audacity a try. It's well worth it, in my opinion.
I'll definitely give that sucker a shot. I mean, shoot. It's simpler than Audition. It's better.
I'm actually not familiar with Audition at all. So
it's real a high-end audio program, and it's complex. And the thing that sucks is it has a couple of presets that are a real pain to just fuck with. If you don't use the presets within the presets, your shit sounds all sorts of weird.
That sounds unusual. Audacity is completely and totally free, and I believe open source. So.
Oh, thank God. Praise for that one.
Yeah, that's why I'm using it, because I'm poor broken. Frankly, can't be fucked to go out and pirate some hyper complex audio program.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a keyboard junkie or monkey or like any of those anonymous guys that know what they're doing with a computer. I just design stuff.
Nah. I'm certainly no coder, but I do know a little bit about, the basic shit.
That's good.
Yeah. Well.
Next.
Back to what we were talking about before, though. Before we went off on this long tangent.
Yeah, we tend to do that a lot now, don't we?
Just a little bit, but that's okay. I'm sure the watchers, the listeners, will enjoy it. I mean, fuck, if they're watching my channel, they ought to love rambling.
Hey, it's entertaining.
Yeah, I think so. In fact, one of my favorite YouTube channels to watch back in the day was Nerd Cubed and the Drunken Peasants whenever it first started, and of course the Amazing Atheist.
Peasants, I think I've heard of that.
Have you heard of TJ Kirk or the Amazing Atheist? Same person.
Yeah, I've heard of Amazing Atheist. I've heard some of his stuff before.
Yeah, I'd hope so. He's a pretty big dude in the community.
Mm-hmm.
But, basically, TJ and a bunch of his friends and his brother got together and make a podcast.
Ooh.
Yeah, they generally just shit about while getting totally baked out of their minds these days. Originally, it was a little bit more topical, a little bit more of like a news talk show, but they've since really, really left that behind. I wish they kind of went back to their old formula. I can appreciate the new format, but I really, really wanted to see, just this bunch of people with their similar but different viewpoints getting together and having a look at the news and shit.
Yeah, I like content like that. That's why, shout out, I guess, for one of my buddies on Minds and YouTube, Liberty Beat podcast over in Canada. They do a bit of that too, and they always got different topics. And it's pretty interesting stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I might have to give them a listen.
They're not too bad. They're pretty civil, and geez, the one thing they did on intellectual property rights and stuff, just, oh my god. My brain was hurting because I was like, can this stuff really be this in-depth? Not just within Canada, within America too, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, intellectual property is really, really confused and muddied, and there's a lot of intricate complexities to it.
Oh, you are not kidding, man. Oh, absolutely nuts. I was just like, just all sorts of what in the hell?
I tell you what, though, I'll really want to listen to that one. It's a subject I've not heard too terribly much about, but I'm interested in. Duleep Me after we're done here. I'll probably give that a quick listen.
Oh, definitely. I ran into them on Minds, and then we were basically exchanging videos and what have you and stuff. And I was just like, oh, that's actually pretty interesting, the stuff you guys are coming up with. Aside from the fact that I need literally an ice cube for my entire brain. Because it's just like, oh my god, the lawyer speak, it hurts so bad. They literally had a law professional on there, and I'm just like, oh my god, holy cow.
Well, I can pull enough fancy talk out of my ass that I can usually get by speaking it, so I'll probably be able to grasp it just listening to it. But we'll have to see for sure. They could be way over my head, but I'll still like to listen and learn.
That's good stuff. They're a good source of information.
Well, I tell you what, while we're on the subject of really good news sources, you might check out Kyle Kalinske of Secular Talk. That's his actual YouTube's channel's name. Secular Talk. So he basically does independent news. He is part of the Young Turks shitty network.
Oh god, those SS bastards.
Yeah, right. Thankfully, he is essentially completely separate from them. I think I've only heard him mention it once or twice, like the Young Turks in general, network or the actual channel or anything.
There might be hope for those bastards.
Yeah. So
that's a scary.
Yeah, a little bit. But thankfully, he hasn't been tainted by the neoliberal regressive horseshit that.
Yeah, just the bite your hand off and keep going thing.
Yeah, and cut your nose off just to spite it, kind of horseshit.
Yeah, I hate those guys.
Me too. It's a shame because I used to actually watch them.
I watched a couple of their stuff beforehand because I thought it was really funny. The first thing I watched from them was a video on some people. It was one of those damn southern states, I think. For whatever reason, basically on a court ground, somebody had a giant stone carving of the Ten Commandments. And
well, that's very common down here.
Oh, okie dokie. So,
like, not necessarily on court grounds, but just in public government spaces.
Okay. So it was basically, it's like right on a court, like in the lawn area of a courthouse, they had the Ten Commandments there, and then basically this big bad Satanist group from New York decided, okay, we're going to put a bunch of money and we're going to have a Lucifer statue. And I was like, wait, what?
I think it was Baphomet, actually. I know this news story you're talking
about. Yeah, Baphomet, that's what it was. Yeah, they're going to have a Baphomet statue, and I was like, oh, hell no.
No, dude, I would have fucking loved it if they got that put up. That would have been fucking excellent.
That would have been
Not only would it look badass, because, it's fucking Baphomet. He's got his own aesthetic going on. But also it would really fucking stick it to the Christians, and that would just give me a total satisfaction of them basically getting shit on by their own logic.
Oh Lord, that is funny as hell.
Oh, Dark Lord, I agree with you.
The irony is, I come from a Christian background.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, I was raised in a Baptist household.
Oh God,
loosely Baptist. Yeah, it's quite something. And then throughout high school, I went pagan because my fiance, well, not fiance back then, just girlfriend, introduced me to it, and I was like, hey, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got a couple of people that are into paganism.
Oh yeah, I don't regret it for the skills and the depth of thought that it's given to me, but I wish it wasn't passed to me through the scope of religion.
Mm-hmm. It's and very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot to it. It basically goes, okay, well, every little fucking thing you do, well, that has magical significance. And I was just like, whoa, dude. So
open the mind, it does.
Yeah. I really appreciate a good deal of their focuses, especially in getting a connection with yourself and nature.
Mm-hmm. Need that nature. Can't breathe without the trees.
Well, it was more than that. It was a spiritual connection. Feeling a connection to the earth and the universe as a whole. I think it really gave me a deeper, well, much deeper appreciation for existence in general. But as I say, I wish I didn't have to endure the religious aspect of it to get this.
Religion sometimes gets in the way of things. That's why I normally don't lean on it too much. Like I'll get along with people from various different backgrounds and stuff, religious.
Oh yeah. Well, I wouldn't hope anybody, no matter their beliefs or lack thereof, would be militant about it.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, I used to go in high school to a Christian youth center every single fucking day.
Oh God, no!
Open. Thankfully, it was basically, all right, you all shit about, chat with your friends, eat free food, and 15 minutes out of the day, you'll do what's called a devotional, where you just sit there and listen to either one of the adults, usually, I think he was a pastor or preacher, one of the two, ramble on for like 10 minutes and about a verse or a prayer, and then you get to go about the rest of your day. So it was well worth it. It was interesting.
Things that are like that I find are really philosophical.
Not really. It was pretty much just standard Christian drivel.
Ah, crap. I hate that.
Yeah.
Man, why can't they just take like a verse out of the Bible that actually has some sense in it and go, now think, children, before you stick that in your foot.
I would hope there's no passage about sticking items in your foot. But I wouldn't be surprised. I still do need to finish reading the entirety of it again.
Yeah, I've got a couple different copies of it, and it's just
Actually, I have my own Bible with gold leaf of my name in it.
Yay!
It's a very pretty leather-bound shit, but
they call those manifestos.
if it's anything but Christianity or some other established religion, essentially, If it's okay if you guys, it's okay if Christians and Islamists and pagans and that sort of thing do it, because they're established, so it's perfectly fine. But if you have some fucking nut job like Dylan Roof that writes their own diatribe about how the whites are the best and we gotta take back the Americas from the races and blackies and whiteys.
Some of our darkies over yonder.
Gotta shoot them Negroes, hang them high. Then that's fucking crazy, but anything else is perfectly okay.
Yeah, when you're going nuts like that, there's problems. I mean, it's
a little fucking bit. A little fucking bit.
Yeah. It's just like, alrighty then.
Just slowly back out of the room and hope they don't see you leave.
Smoke bomb! Was good for a quick escape.
Yeah. But yeah. Speaking of, you being on the more liberal side of things, I understand a lot of, well, you aren't radical, thankfully, but I know a lot of people on the left tend to have a pretty strong dislike of any sort of weapons that people are in possession of and would carry. Like guns.
The lefties have this idea that if you disarm everybody, it's complete utopia. Please, come down to Shirakistan. We've been trying that for God knows how long, and the bodies keep getting higher. I turn on Fox News every summer because I go, all right, let's see if we beat last year. First form of state, that's what we all religiously do.
Jesus Christ. That is brutal.
Oh, yeah. I crack a beer and I just play Dead Bodies Everywhere like horn. And I go out and I wave my flag and I go, more bodies!
God damn it.
Oh, yeah. I know. It's funny as hell. It's like, I politically lean to the left, but I get along with all the right-wing guys. Because it's like, hey, you guys seem to be all right and have brain cells and don't want to just exterminate us all.
Well, I mean, even if they have things that I disagree with in their political purview, I would hope anybody would be able to get along with anyone else who isn't some sort of militant of any of their ideologies or principles, so long as it's, something like just your opinion on fucking Trump or something, like a good deal of the radical left seem to be lighting garbage cans on fire and that sort of thing to absolutely zero effect.
Oh, God. I remember one time we accidentally knocked over a garbage can, and there were a couple police that were just taking some stuff down the street. We're like, oh, we're so screwed. Just walking around downtown, and my one buddy Wilson just leans on it. It falls over, and it's like, oh, what the hell? Because normally, little known fact, the public trash cans around downtown Chicago are literally bolted into the ground, so you can't light them on fire and kick them down the street.
Or just take them and scrap them.
Oh, yeah, because, dude, we have that all the time. I mean, people around the neighborhood I live in every year go with hacksaws and steal each other's catalytic converters.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, it's the Hegwish epidemic. The whole 10th ward.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Then. It's the one reason the cops and us get along, because like, okay, we have more eyes out. We've got these couple anarchist guys running around looking for them.
Oh, yeah. It's not like you're in a uniform or anything, so people would generally leave you alone.
Yeah, well, we kind of got our own little uniform thing, but it's mostly aesthetically pleasing. It's nothing that overtly is like a neon sign saying, I'm with the cops. I'm going to arrest you.
Well, what sort of outfit do you guys have?
We normally wear a mixture of sweaters and vests. The old guys, from what I refer to as kind of like the first gen, were like grease era guys. So vests.
This just sounds like a book club. Not gonna lie.
You'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised. But like we normally wear like these old Letterman style sweaters. They're actually pretty comfortable since it's normally cold as hell here anyways.
Is it really?
Oh God, yeah, Windy City for a reason,